When you put a link in a poster, you can't click the poster. It's either you have to click it on the caption, or the person, if it's on a story, for example, needs to screenshot it and then copy the link and then place that link into their browser, which is very inconvenient. So one of the best practices, and by now, I'm gonna be snobbish about this. If you're an online seller, you should know this already in 2020. I want you to not graduate in 2020 without knowing this. Use what we call as a URL shortener. What do I mean by that? You've seen this in a lot of websites and a lot of posts. So for example, when you look at these sites, and here's what I'm talking about. Look at the Facebook site. Most Facebook sites have very long links. Most Lazada sites have very long links. Google Forms, if you want someone to register to your event, have also very long link. They also look ugly because there is no pattern here. It's hard for me to memorize FWYETU4837. Doesn't make sense. So what do? You shorten them. You shorten them, meaning it's still the same website, but you made the link shorter. When I say that, I'm looking for apps like Bitly, TinyURL, and TinyCC. These are three of the most popular apps, but I am going to emphasize this. When you go to Google search or you go to Bing or any search engine, you type the word URL shortener and you will see so many other brands, so many other competitors that offer the same thing. They're all for free. So there's no excuse not knowing how to use a URL shortener. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator, also known as the website link. So jonathanyabut.com, which is my official website, is the URL of my official website. For the purposes of simplicity, I'll be sharing one of my favorite ones, which is Bitly. And it's one of the things that I share to a lot of my private clients for webinars. I want to quickly show to you how it's so easy that you can do it in a span of just 2 minutes or even less. So you can go to the website, bitly.com. You can also download the mobile app, whether it's iOS or Google app. And that is the Bitly app, which you're seeing right now. So what happens is that you're going to be seeing this in the website. You have to copy your long link. So look at the screen. You see step number 1. That is my long Google Forms link. It's a registration portal where you have, let's say, a contact tracing form, right? Contact tracing form, the Google Forms for it, the link is just too long. I need to shorten that to something that I can easily memorize or I can easily place in a poster. Step number 2, therefore, is that if you look at that customized back half, it's currently 3H7W1HY. I can convert that into a customized version, such as bit.ly/Jonathan registration, right? Of course, I would recommend you the shorter the better, because the longer it is, the more it will eat up space. Case in point, if you're typing this on Twitter, Twitter only has 280 characters, so every character counts. So I would write bit.ly/JohnReg, something like that, okay? I also want to highlight that when you are creating your link, so here's what happens now. Facebook.com becomes bit.ly/JohnShop. Lazada becomes bit.ly/JohnLazada. And Google Forms becomes bit.ly/RegJohn. It's easier to memorize. When I look at it, I can imagine it and I can copy it even if I don't need to write notes because it's just so short, right? And then number 2, I can easily type this into someone's Viber account, someone's Facebook Messenger. If a customer is asking me, okay, where do I pay? Where do I send this? You can give them a link. Or someone asks, what's your Lazada store? What's your Facebook page? You can shorten it again and just copy it and send it right away. Here's a pro tip. Bitly links, or most URL shortener links, are case sensitive. So don't play around with caps lock and small caps because most people can get it wrong. So some people are not aware that it's case sensitive. They keep on typing your link, but they placed capital letter for one of the letters, and they will end up being redirected to a wrong site. Usually that irritates the customer, and the customer might not end up trying or attempting again. So be careful about that. The number 2, my pro tip, is limit it to about 10 characters. I mentioned this a while ago. The longer your link is, it defeats the purpose of shortening it in the first place, right? So if you can count the number, you look at my examples right now, they're all less than 10 items. Jiza says, I love it how it's free and unlimited. I hope they don't change. That's right. For those who are wondering what is the paid version of Bitly, well, there are three things that they offer for the premium version. Number one, it's a vanity link, meaning instead of Bitly, they can use your company's name. So for example, if you're Coca-Cola, it could be COKE.ly/ whatever it is. That's the first one. The second one is that they give you more data analysis. So the free version, if you go to the dashboard, still allows you to check how many people clicked it. Where did people click it, whether it's on Facebook, email, etc. It gives you an idea where your customers are coming from. Those are basic information, however. If you want more advanced version, you have to pay for that. Okay? Third reason why you need to pay, if you would like to pay, is when you edit the links, there is only a certain limit. When you get to pay for it, you get unlimited edits and you get the other perks and features, such as, for example, when it comes to editing the source of it, you can change the source one time, right? So I'm going to highlight that. If, let's say, for example, ooh, I got it wrong. I placed the wrong Facebook link. For the free version, you can't change it. What you need to do instead is you copy the Facebook link and then you change the URL. So it's not anymore going to be bit.ly/JohnShop. It's going to be bit.ly/shopJohn. It could be like that, right? And by the way, the free version only allows you to do that once. Okay, cool. May I get an exclamation mark? If you go to a lot of websites and a lot of Facebook page or Facebook post of companies today, this is the norm. A lot of them use Bitly. Some of them use TinyURL and TinyCC. I personally prefer Bitly because I see it as more professional.